This interview is being presented by Intimidation Clothing. Impose your will. Uncivilize. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Be a beast among men. Adrenaline Training Center. Up your game. Change the way you train. TheDailyPunch.net. Have you gotten your Daily Punch? Area 51 Fight Gear and MMA Mind Power. Late Night MMA Radio is live Monday and Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Call into the show to win MMA merchandise. www.latenightmma.com. Join the revolution.
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. What are you up to tonight?
Oh, just hanging out with the girlfriend, trying to get ready for the weekend. You know, it's spring break in Vegas, so it's been kind of going crazy lately out here.
Yeah, I imagine. So let's kick things off with your retirement from mixed martial arts. How did you come to that decision?
I mean, it wasn't really that I came to it as a decision. It's just, you know, it's been 2 or 3 years. I've been kind of traveling around. I did a couple movies, did a couple little side ventures, had a bar out in California. And, I mean, you know, MMA is just such a hardcore sport, tough sport. If you're not in it 100%, I mean, it's to come back and fight at the level that I was at, it's really, really difficult for sure. So, I mean, you know, other than pulling everybody's chain, I think it was just the smartest decision for me just to, you know, unless something huge came along, it's, you know, I'm definitely not actively competing in the sport. So to pretend otherwise, I think is a big lie.
For sure, man. So let's just talk about your MMA career a little bit. What was your greatest moment in mixed martial arts?
Oh, man. I can't really point to, like, any particular moment that would be, you know, the best. You know, really, you know, there's so many highs and so many lows. You know, I had, like, a 13-year career in the sport. So, you know, it was you know, you can point to, you know, the first time you won a big fight, or I think for me, probably like the first time I won a big fight in Pride, and I thought, okay, this is where I need to be. But you know, fighting in the Tokyo Dome, or you know, fighting, you know, there's just so many different highlights. It's tough to really pinpoint one and say, you know, that was the best moment, I guess.
Right, and you were a pretty huge name back in the Pride days. Were the paydays better in Pride or the UFC?
I would say they were better in Pride, but right. I mean, that's my opinion, I guess.
Okay, and let's move on here. How did you get involved in the movies?
You know, I just got the opportunity. I think Never Surrender was the very first one that I got offered to do, and it was kind of one of those B Skinamax films.
Right.
That now I'm getting text messages from people in Holland. They're like, "Oh, your movie's on out here in the Netherlands," so that's kind of funny. But you know, the film biz was a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed doing it. I think I've done like 8 or 9 flicks now. Signed on to do a couple more, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The economy's kind of crazy. Movies are, you know, they sign up to do stuff and then they fall to the side. So who knows what's going to happen?
Okay, man, and that leads us towards playing poker. And earlier this afternoon, we're talking via text, and you asked me what sort of questions I was going to ask you, and I said, well, we'll talk about MMA and then your movie career and then you being a professional poker player. And you laughed at that.
Well, I mean, really for me, poker is just more of a hobby that's paying for itself at this time. You know, I'm real fortunate. It's I've definitely got to play some big events. I've been traveling the world. I'm really, really lucky. My girlfriend, Sarah Grant, she's like one of the big reporters for PokerNews.com, which is kind of like the de facto poker news website, I guess. So I get to travel around with her, and you know, I've been real fortunate. You know, I got to play at the PCAs. I got to get into the main event at the EPT in Greece. I'm going to be down in Italy here at the end of the month, Lake Lugano. So we're trying to play in the EPT at that. And you know, whatever it is, I'm able to satellite into the tournaments for pretty cheap. So you know, I pay like the bare minimum, and I get to get into like a $10,000 tournament or a $5,000 tournament, and it's done. You know, done pretty well. I busted out. I think I got 280th 280th out of 1,100 at the PCAs, and I think it paid like 160, so I was like 100 away from the money. But it only cost me like $500 to get into the tournament, and it was like a $10,000 buy-in, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good fun. So would you, obviously the WSOP's in Vegas every year. Have you ever entered into one of the smaller events?
Yes. I played. I got to play 2 events last year, and then I had to go out of town. I had some stuff happening back in Texas, and then I had some time with my daughter playing. So I wasn't able to play in the main event, but I played one of the 1,500s, and I played, I think, one of the 2,000, like $2,000 events.
Okay, man. One last question, and I'll make it MMA related. Do you have a favorite MMA fighter you like to watch?
You know, there's a bunch of them. I mean, you know, through the years, I've just become friends with a lot of guys. You know, I'm always interested in what some of my buddies are fighting. Even some of the new up-and-comer guys, you know, I really enjoy watching. Obviously, Alistair, you know, training with him and Holland for you know, all those years and stuff, and kind of seeing him grow up and kind of come up through the weight classes. So, you know, I do have a lot of friends in the MMA world, and I'm still definitely interested in it, and try to keep my fingers in it as much as I can.
Good stuff, man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. I was talking to your agent, and she said Heath doesn't do Twitter, so I won't ask you to promote your Twitter, but your Facebook or any sponsors or anything you want to promote. Yeah,
actually, I'm kind of involved right now, and I'm sure you've heard of the product Alpha Brain at Onnit Labs, and I think the website's like onnit.com. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah. ONNIT.com. And I know Joe Rogan's one of the owners in the company. Anyway, Alpha Brain, it's a great product as far as, you know, keep mental concentration. I know they've got some really other good stuff for workouts and immune. And use the code CrazyHorse, CrazyHorse, and get a 10% discount. So give it a shot.
Okay, good stuff, man. Thanks for taking the time tonight.
No worries. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, talk to you later.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bye.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.